stars, do you or your admin ever spend time compiling lists of service providers for your clients as you guys approach closing? If so, you're going to want to listen in, because what if I knew about a process that could not only eliminate the tasks from your seemingly endless to-do list, but also generate revenue for you? I think this is a really exciting opportunity. So enter Utility Connect. We are your free and trusted solution that's going to locate all of your clients' utility providers and directly connect their home services without any effort from you. So kind of before we get started, I just want to go ahead and introduce myself a little bit more. So my name is Amel, and I'm an agent success advocate for Utility Connect. So it is my entire role to ensure that you're successful while you utilize this program. Now, some of you may have heard about us before. If you have, definitely leave a comment. Let us know if you've heard about us, if you're actively using us. We definitely love to get feedback from real estate agents on kind of how the program is working for them. If you haven't heard about us at all, thank you so much for attending this webinar. We're so excited to talk to you about the program. The best way that you can really know for sure, if you're not sure whether or not you have an account, is we have a page called locatemyaccount.com. So that is the page that you can take a look at if you're not sure. Definitely check us out. So during this webinar, we're going to review everything about Utility Connect, what we do for your clients, what we're going to do for you, and just some of the benefits and why you should be utilizing a program like this to save time and make money for you. So I'm going to give you a little bit more information about Utility Connect and exactly who we are. We have been in eXp's ecosystem for about 6 years now. So our top priority is going to be the satisfaction of your client. But with our relationship with eXp, we've actually followed their model so that we could be more agent-centric. We definitely want to cater our program so that it's super easy for agents to implement into their current workflow. So to tell you a little bit more about what we'll do for your clients, we are a complimentary home service concierge. So what that means is we're going to provide resources for anyone who is moving so they can locate their utility providers and set up all of their essential home services in one place. That's going to be like their internet, entertainment services, home security, insurance, warranty, all while saving your clients money with the best rates and deals. To give you just like some fun facts about us, our corporate office and our entire team is housed in Dallas, Texas. So we don't have any offshore agents or anything like that. We are all in one corporate office in-house. So this is one of the ways that we protect your information. We maintain our PCI compliance, so agents and clients can always know that their information is protected and never shared. Now that even though we are located in Texas, our services are available nationwide, so we'll definitely be able to help your clients out from coast to coast. We've been in business for over 10 years, so we have some pretty strong relationships with nationwide service providers. Now, our home service experts are not only going to guide your clients through package options, but they have direct access to these provider portals. So that's how we're able to directly connect your clients' desired home services all in one phone call. Our number one goal is going to be to streamline the move-in process for your clients and make this process so much easier for you. We want to take all these tasks off of your plate and return revenue back to you. So now we're going to go ahead and dive into what services we can actually connect. And so the first thing that I would like to clarify, this I think is the biggest thing that can sometimes be confusing, because I know our name is Utility Connect. So that often comes with the misconception that we connect utilities directly. But every state is different, and we actually have to abide by state regulation. So for most states, this regulation is going to strictly prohibit any third party from directly connecting, disconnecting, or transferring utility services. They want to have a direct relationship with their client base. So the homeowner will be required to speak directly to the utility provider. These providers will ask for sensitive information, like a full social security number, the deed to the property. They may even ask for 12 months of on-time payment history. So with that in mind, our utilities research team is going to locate all of the available utility providers that service your client's property for electricity, gas, water, and waste management. So gone are the days where you had to compile all this information or, pay an admin or an assistant to compile this information for you. You're not going to have to do that anymore. So we will compile all of that information, and then we actually manually call these providers to verify that they service your client's property. And then our team is going to email this information over to your client, along with the most convenient method of legally establishing those services. Sorry, excuse me. So they're going to make sure that your client has all the information regarding who these service providers are, what is the most convenient method to get back in touch with these providers, what these providers are going to be expecting. We're going to make sure that your clients have all of that information. If there is a phone number that clients will need to call, we're going to make sure they have that number. And if there's any additional details that they need, like a website link or anything like that, we're going to make sure that they have all of that. So that's just part of what we do. That's just going to be the first half of our services. If you guys have any questions about that, definitely let us know. But I do have some good news for those of you who are operating out of Texas. So the state of Texas, in a lot of large areas, their electricity is actually deregulated. So what that means is that clients will have the ability to choose their electric provider. There is a very competitive market of different electric providers, and they offer different rates. And for a new homeowner or someone who is just new to establishing services in general, it can definitely be mind-boggling. It can be a difficult process, understanding how you're getting a good deal, how are they billing you. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. I know for myself personally, when I first had to connect my electric services, for my tiny 500 square foot apartment, I was paying over $400. It was insane. And I didn't even realize how the kilowatt hours worked, why I was being charged that way. So I actually used Utility Connect myself to get into a better rate. And I think my last electric bill was like $78. It was a huge change. So I can definitely personally attest to how helpful it is to navigate that competitive electric market and make sure that you're getting a good deal in Texas. So Texas realtors, you kind of have a leg up there because of that deregulated electric market. Again, the regulations vary from state to state. So depending on where you're located, we will have, a different process depending on whether or not that service is regulated. Now, the services that we can directly connect for your client, that is the home services, such as internet, entertainment, security. So just to clarify, we're not an online journey. We will be speaking directly to your clients. So they will receive a dedicated agent to assist them during an already hectic move-in process. So instead of clients having to call individual providers, spend hours on hold, and be upsold on services that they don't need, they're actually going to have one dedicated representative guide them through the entire process and ensure their understanding of the services they're setting up. So like we were discussing electricity, even for those of you who are not in Texas, when it comes to internet, someone who is not super familiar with, these different internet providers, what they're offering, how they do their billing, that can be really confusing for a person. Like, what does megabits per second, what does that even mean in terms of my billing, right? So we provide that education so that your client can make an informed decision on what service provider they would like to choose, what service package they want to go with, and everything is going to be customizable and optional. So these services are going to be tailored to your client's needs. Even though our team is authorized dealers, we work for your client. We want to make sure they're getting a good deal and they're satisfied with the provider that they've chosen. So, and just, the client's ability to choose is actually the forefront of our business model. So we will take every client through a checklist of services they could potentially need. Once we have the discussion on utilities so that they know what our process looks like for that, and they know that they're going to receive the information, they actually even get a text message to remind them to check that email so that they can ensure those services are connected on time. And then the checklist of services that our team can directly connect is going to start with internet and entertainment services like TV and home phone. And during that process, we actually have the pleasure of getting to know your client. we are able to customize these plans based on what the client is looking for. So, for example, your clients who work from home, they're going to need a different internet plan than a client who doesn't work from home and lives alone. Maybe your client has a lot of kids that like to stream. Maybe they're playing video games, or maybe your client, they work from home, so they're going to need a fast, reliable internet connection. Everyone has, a different way that they're going to be utilizing these services. So we want to make sure that that works for them. It can also be helpful, those of you who work with clients that are moving into new builds or rural areas. This may be a deal breaker for clients, especially if they work from home and there's not a reliable internet connection or provider in that area. They may want to choose a different property with you. So this can be really helpful for you. We're also able to provide exclusive rates and discounts. So just to give you an example, if AT&T is promoting a basic internet plan for $80, we're going to get your client the same plan for $60. If they're ever doing a unique promotion that is the best possible rate, we're still going to ensure your client receives free equipment, a free installation, something that's going to save your client even more money. The next item on the checklist is going to be home protection. In case your client is interested in securing their home, we partner with 2 nationwide providers, which is going to be ADT and Vivint. And that way clients are able to really customize the home protection plan based on the level of protection that they're looking for. Again, everything is completely optional. I know that when you guys have closings, you're probably already receiving phone calls from the ADT guy trying to have you set up ADT for your client. That way you can get a commission. It's not going to be like that. Again, it's not a hard sell. It's going to be all dependent on what the client is looking for. We also partner with a nationwide insurance aggregator called Covered. We also partner with Liberty Mutual, and Evertree is another insurance aggregator. So what these providers do is they're going to review rates across 40 plus different carriers to ensure that your clients are getting the best coverage with the best rate. So I know that, it takes a lot of time. It can take 4 to 6 hours reviewing all of these different providers, what rates they're offering, how you know what is going to be covered. I mean, that is a lot of effort that goes in for the client. So instead of the client having to do that, our team is going to review those rates so we can provide them a quote with the best possible rate for the level of coverage they're looking for. Now, we're going to touch on this again a little bit later, but I know typically 2 weeks before closing, clients already have insurance in place, and 2 weeks before closing is typically when we get the process started of setting up other services within the home. But if you ever need a quote prior to this, if you're looking for insurance and it's been really difficult, just reach out to our team and we can assist your client with that so they have insurance prior to setting up any of the other services, or as they navigate the rest of the closing. We can definitely help you out with that as well too. And this has been incredibly helpful for clients. And now these are the primary services. It's a basic checklist, but clients will always be given the opportunity to request additional services or resources. We actually just partnered with a moving aggregator who will be able to assist your client during their move. They offer 30 days of free storage. They offer the best competitive rate. And if your client is getting a better rate from a different moving provider, this one will actually match that. I believe they're called, they are nationwide moving systems, I believe. But we'll definitely be able to assist you with that and make sure that your client is getting the best possible rate for that as well too. And now we're going to discuss a little bit more about how we get in contact with your clients. I know that's definitely a big question as well too. So throughout this process, we really don't want to spam your clients. We are only going to attempt to contact your client a maximum of 3 times. And we'll send your client up to 3 emails, which is what you're seeing right now is kind of examples of what that's going to look like. Now, prior to contacting any of your clients at all, we will always send you a courtesy email and text message first so that you know that we're going to be reaching out to your client. And during that time, we actually place your client's file on a 24 to 48 hour hold. That way you have enough time to introduce the service to them if you haven't already. It's as simple as letting your client know that you have a personal concierge service, that their goal is to save your clients time and money. It's completely optional for your clients to use, again, completely free, but we will be able to get them, the best rates on their home services that they're looking for. We typically recommend introducing this service during your buyer presentation. That way buyers are already expecting our calls. And then your client is going to receive a welcome email after that 48-hour hold period. As long as, it's totally good to reach out to that client. This is actually a perfect opportunity if, I've worked with agents who have investment buyers. Sometimes it's just a land deal, or sometimes the client is just not interested and they're not going to want to utilize the program, and that's totally fine. Communication is going to be your biggest tool while utilizing this program, because if you just text us back or send us an email and just let us know, hey, it's too early to reach out to this client, or hey, this client doesn't want to utilize the service, or this is just an investment buyer, they're not going to need the program. That's totally fine. I see it every single day where agents let us know kind of what their needs are, and we're able to work with them, and we'll, remove any clients that don't want to be contacted or they're not going to use the program. So definitely take advantage of that hold period and communicate anything that you need with our team so we can make sure that your clients are taken care of, or we're not bugging them if they don't want to utilize our program. Again, it's completely optional for them. And so once your client decides to utilize the program, they've already received that welcome email. If they decide, they want to set up services with our program, then they're going to receive this secondary email that has all the information regarding the service providers that we've set up for them. So they're going to have provider information, account numbers, installation dates, and anything else that they need so they can maintain that service account moving forward. Now, I know things change, definitely. Sometimes closing dates are delayed. Sometimes they're moved up. Sometimes you just need to make adjustments to the service that you chose. So if that's the case, then they're actually not going to have to reach out to each of these individual providers themselves. They can just let our team know, and we'll make all the adjustments that they need. So if they need something pushed back or maybe something pushed up, we can definitely make those changes for them without them really having to work that hard to make that happen. So it's definitely helpful for clients because we already know that the closing process is overwhelming. We know that the move-in process is overwhelming. I actually saw a statistic recently that said over 70% of buyers report feeling extremely overwhelmed when it comes to connecting services. So definitely this is super helpful to have someone who can just coordinate that for you. And then the last email they're going to get is going to be that list of their utility providers. Now, during our call with your client, we're going to make sure that they understand the regulation, and we do reiterate it within the email. We never want clients to walk away from that interaction feeling like we couldn't really assist them just because we can't directly connect their utility services. Don't be discouraged by that. I've seen so many agents and teams that are extremely successful while utilizing this program, despite the fact that in some areas we cannot directly connect those utilities. So just make sure that you're managing expectations correctly. You're letting them know, hey, this is the process. They're going to provide you all the information. We confirm that as well too. We explain the regulation to them. So we really want the client to understand. And again, we never want them to walk away feeling like we couldn't do something for them. We absolutely will assist them as much as we can. We just, we have to abide by those state regulations in this particular situation. And maybe, if, again, for those agents that are working with new builds, sometimes it's extremely difficult to even find out who those utility providers are. So that's actually where we're really helpful. We're able to expedite the registry of new build addresses so that we can locate those available service providers for you and your clients. So that's definitely super helpful. And then there is one more feature of the emails that I want to tell you about. So I'm not sure if you can see it, it's a little bit small, but you'll see a name here and an image. The reason for that is that when you sign up for your account, you'll actually have the ability to upload your headshot, and each of these agents' each of these emails that go to your clients are going to have your name and your photo so that they can remind the client just who provided this incredible convenience to them. And we've actually also noticed that year after year, clients will return to us when their contracts expire for different home services, and they'll remember you. They're going to remember how helpful the service was. They're going to remember how helpful their agent was. And again, that's why we carry your branding across the materials that we share with your clients. We definitely want to uphold your brand so they can see, like, my realtor really covered everything. Definitely want to credit everything back to you. And typically this process is super quick for your clients. The entirety of this phone call typically takes 20 to 30 minutes. So that's really where the value lies for the client, is in the money and the time that they save. So to have a concierge that you can offer as this white glove luxury service experience, it makes your client feel amazing to have somebody that can help them through this process, streamline everything, make it super quick, and take those tasks off of their plate, take it off of your plate, because you're not having to compile this information or follow up on things or reschedule. You can delegate that to our team, and we'll make sure that you and your clients are taken care of. So that's definitely where the value is. That definitely will set you apart as an agent as well too, because the agent that is able to offer something like this to make their client's life easier, that's going to be the agent that I would want over the agent that, doesn't provide as many resources. So definitely think that's super helpful. And now, speaking of agents, we definitely want to tell you about the agent journey and what you're going to receive out of Utility Connect as well too. Because there's more than just the value that we offer to the clients. Again, we want to be agent-centric as well too. And we've made some updates as well too. So I'm super excited. The first thing that I want to talk about with you is kind of what that sign-up process is going to look like. That is a huge question that we get from agents. They are always wondering, that some, well, not all of them, but some agents, they're wondering, like, how are you getting my information? How are you helping my clients? I don't remember creating an account. We definitely get a ton of questions like that. So there's a couple different ways you can get connected with our program. What I'm showing you right now is essentially our sign-up process through activatemypage.com. That's going to be the sign-up link. This process is super fast and easy. When you go to activatemypage.com, the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to ask you for your eXp Realty credentials. So the credentials that you use to log into Enterprise, it's going to be those same credentials, and then you'll have access to this sign-in portal. So here you'll see a little video about Utility Connect and eXp. You're going to see a little bit of information about our services. It's available on this page if you want to take a look. And you'll click Activate Free Service to create your account. The next step is going to be to input your contact details, your email address. We always suggest using your eXp Realty email. That way everything is kind of streamlined in one place. It'll have you customize your account, so you can make your domain name anything that you would like. For example, my name is Amel, so I could make my domain just Amel, and that would be really easy for my clients to remember what that website link is going to be. And then you'll also be able to upload your photo, just really customize your account and have fun. There's also a way that you can add, any team logos or anything like that to your account. So you'll have the ability to do that. And now the last step is going to ask you about the SkySlope integration. So this is a huge convenience for you guys. The SkySlope integration essentially allows SkySlope to share your buyers and renters' contact details. Anyone who's moving, it's going to share those contact details with our team 2 weeks prior to the closing date. So we'll automatically receive their contact details so we can reach out to them. But remember, there's still going to be that process of you receiving that courtesy email and text message, which you'll be putting in your contact details during the sign-up process. And you can, always let us know if that's not a client to reach out to. But that's what the SkySlope integration will do. And this is something that you can also edit within SkySlope. So that's actually been one of the updates. Now you also have the ability to sign up through SkySlope directly. And that's going to make your account hands-free. So you can, when you're signing up through SkySlope, there's kind of two ways you can go about it. One is you can enable the integration within your SkySlope settings, or you may see some information about us within SkySlope. You may see an ad or a pop-up, and it will tell you about our program. And if you enable the service through that pop-up, that will also create your account, and then you can have the option to go in and edit it. And it's because eXp and SkySlope were working closely together because they wanted it to be more convenient for agents to implement this program. So some of you may have seen those pop-ups. Definitely let me know in the chat if you have. If that's how you got signed up, definitely let us know. It's just fun to see kind of what agents have seen that. And so once you complete the sign up process, your account is active, and then the process is as follows. 2 weeks before closing, we're going to be assisting your clients. And this is especially helpful for real estate teams. So if you're part of a team, definitely listen in. This is super important. So if your team lead creates an account and integrates their account with SkySlope, from my understanding, the team lead is going to be tied to all of the transactions in that team. So even if you are the primary agent for that particular deal, your team lead is going to be attached to it. So this has been super helpful for teams that want to utilize the program as a whole, because then they have the ability to have all of their client information and their commission revenue come in one place. So your team lead will create an account. You guys can customize it so that it reflects the team as a whole. You can put like a team photo or a team logo as your headshot, and then you can reference the team. We actually have some huge, amazing teams that are utilizing the program, and they're really seeing the benefits. So one, this is a convenience that you can offer to all of the members of your team. And it also helps you, you'll generate revenue. You'll be able to make sure that all of your clients are receiving assistance. You'll still have a direct point of contact where, you can ask questions or you can opt out individual clients. But to just kind of give you an example, there are a couple teams that I've had the pleasure of working with. So one of them is the Valley Dream team in California. They've been utilizing the program for a little under 2 years, and they've earned $8,000 in revenue. I'm sure it's much higher now. I think it's closer to $10,000 now, but it's just been so exciting to see that because all of their clients have been really happy with the program. You can take a look at our reviews online. That's the number one way that you can really see feedback from the clients. We have almost 10,000 5-star reviews. So that's definitely a testament to our dedication to your client service experience. And you'll be able to see like how helpful it was to them, how much time that we had saved for them. And that's why it starts to make sense how these teams are so successful while utilizing the program. Because again, it's completely free. It's a value add that comes from the team. And I mean, $8,000, $10,000. I know Monica Foster's team in Texas has actually generated $19,000 just from Utility Connect. And again, it's an optional and free service. And so to have so many clients receive assistance with connecting their home services and to be able to give back $19,000 to an EXP team, that is just amazing and such an honor. And just to clarify, the commission revenue does not come from your client. Your client is not paying any fees in order for you to receive commission revenue for utilizing this program. The service providers will pay this commission. So again, it's not coming from your client. There's no monthly subscription or anything like that. It is completely free. The service providers will fund this commission. And just think about what that can do for your team. The way that it can go back into individual team members, the way that it can go into office materials that you need, signage, any kind of marketing. I mean, it's like free money. So it's just really a pleasure. There's also the East Coast team. Veronica Figueroa, she has a team that she also utilizes this program as well. She is amazing. I've been part of her meetings and just how motivational that she is and just the advice that she gives to her agents and the way that she supports them. It was such a pleasure to be there. But they started utilizing the program in November of 2024. And they've already earned over $2,000. So it's just so exciting to see the success that these teams are experiencing offering this free program. So definitely worth utilizing that SkySlope integration. It makes it really easy so that you're not having to manually submit all of your team members' clients. You're not having to manually submit your own clients. So it's not just helpful for your team members, it's helpful for your transaction coordinators. They're able to take some of these things off of their plates as well. So definitely shout out to these teams. They are amazing. And I'm so glad that we've been able to help out their clients. So once you complete the sign-up process, you'll be able to, this is what your Utility Connect website is going to look like. You will have your own individual link. Teams, they'll typically have a link that represents their team. And this is kind of what it's going to look like. So you'll have your branding, and there's multiple different features on here. It will tell your clients exactly what we do as kind of like a dynamic marketing tool. They'll be able to take a look. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you an example of what this looks like. That way you can see. Connect. Because I definitely want you guys to be able to see really what it's going to look like. Let me see. Okay, so now you're taking a look at the actual website. So like I said, you'll be able to upload your headshot. You'll have your real estate logo here. There's going to be information about the services that we directly connect for your clients, so they can take a look if you share the website link with them. They're also able to see our live reviews. So if you are interested, or if your clients are interested in just kind of seeing what other people think, they'll be able to see what clients experienced when they utilize the program. These are always running, and they can see the most up-to-date reviews. So it's super cool. And then the last section of the page is going to be the manual submission portal. So first, there's a phone number. Clients can always call this number to receive assistance from our team. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time to 7 p.m. Central Time. So they can give us a call during those hours at any point so we can help them out. They can also submit their information here directly. Now, to clarify, for those of you who have opted in for the SkySlope integration, you're really not going to have to utilize this portal unless you have someone outside of your SkySlope that would like to utilize the program. So I definitely get this question a lot too. One, agents can absolutely use the program. If you want to see if we can save you money on home services, or if you just kind of want to test it out, if you have a family member or a friend that you want to offer the service to, or maybe you posted your Utility Connect website link online. Anyone who is submitted through this submission portal here and receives assistance from our team, you're going to be compensated for that. So again, those of you who have the SkySlope integration, you won't necessarily have to use this unless you have a unique situation, but not everyone has to opt in for the SkySlope integration. If you would prefer more manual control over the clients that we receive, you can absolutely do that by saying no to the SkySlope integration, and then you'll use this as your submission portal for anyone who is interested in utilizing the program. You're also more than welcome to share your website link with them. So again, it's one of those more dynamic marketing tools. And then at the bottom are going to be some links for you specifically. So we provide free marketing materials for you. So if you're putting together emails or closing packets, you're going to have those marketing materials readily available at the bottom of your page. Let's go ahead and show you what they look like. So you should, hold on, I'm so sorry. Let me share this one. So this is the PDF one. This is what that marketing material is going to look like. So again, the phone number is at the top, so your clients know exactly who to call so that they can receive assistance from our team. And then they'll have some more information about the services we directly connect, and your website link, again, to keep your branding in front of the client. There is also PDF 2, which is pretty similar, but it's slightly different. It's completely dependent on, how you would like to relay this to your client, kind of which one you prefer. So this is another one that you can utilize that has some more information about what we can directly connect for your clients, just a little bit more about how it's going to be beneficial to them. And then, of course, our direct contact information. So the phone number that clients can call and your Utility Connect website link. So that's definitely, really exciting that we already have those materials readily available for you. If you need anything specifically white labeled, we would be more than happy to provide that for you. So just let us know kind of, what materials you're needing, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with that. Now, we're just going to kind of get back. So you should now see my screen again. So those are all the features of the website. There is one more feature, and it's that we can translate all of these materials to Spanish. So those of you who have Spanish-speaking clients that would like to utilize the program, they're going to have the ability to see everything in Spanish, and we have bilingual agents that can assist those clients. So definitely super helpful for them. And that's pretty much it for your website. If any of you have questions on your website, definitely please feel free to let me know. But that was pretty much a quick crash course on what we do, why it's beneficial to you and your clients, how it's going to look for you, what the process looks like. Of course, if you guys have any questions, we do classes in the EXP world twice a week. We will do classes on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. So for those of you who are more available in the afternoon, that's pretty good for you. And then we also do classes at 10 a.m. on Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you'd like to learn more information, if you have specific questions, we've got a class at that time. We're also available on Workplace. You'll just look up Utility Connect and join our group. We're always doing agent appreciation, talking about tips and tricks, updates, anything that we can do to support you better while you utilize the program. And of course, if you want to get connected with us, we'd love that. We do giveaways as well too, so definitely don't miss out on those. We also have a direct link that agents can utilize to really review details about our services and just like get some more information and resources. That's going to be available on expconnect.info. Again, expconnect.info. That's going to have more information about our program. And that's another way that you can get in touch with us. There is a chat feature on each of the websites. So if you just wanted to chat in your questions really quick, you can absolutely do that there as well too. And of course, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me directly. I'm available on Workplace. I'm always in the EXP world in the Expo Hall. You can definitely email me at amel.c@utilityconnect.net. My direct line is 469-706-9320. And it was such a pleasure being able to chat with you guys about the service and just kind of really go over the key details. Of course, if you have any questions, if there wasn't anything that we had reviewed during this webinar, please connect with me. That's my goal, is to ensure that you're successful while you utilize this program. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me at any time. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.